Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now, today's episode, we're going around the net with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. And on the docket for today, we have a new business credit card to take a look at from Intuit. Ally's getting into the relationship banking space, sort of. Mastercard's getting into the lounge space, sort of. And ChatGPT is here for American Express and to take over all your finances potentially as well. All that and more. So, of course, if it sounds interesting to you, go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, we will lead off with a quick PSA for Discover. We've been talking about Discover quite a bit as of late, given they are moving some cards over to Capital One, and we, again, we're moving Capital One cards over to the Discover network, I should say, and we're going to continue to see that. However, if you are an Uber or Uber Eats person who's not cashing in on a coupon from one of the many coupon books you have, be sure to not include your Discover card in Uber the app, because it turns out it's not going to work, for at least for right now. So if we take a look at this, this is a screenshot. This was found on Reddit's Discover thread, and you can see Uber and Uber Eats are now basically they're not allowing this. It's just as please try another payment network. Discover cards are not accepted by Uber. So there you go. I think I've seen a more detailed post citing something about like the processing fees, the swipe fees cut that Discover takes, which is really interesting because I don't remember seeing anything like they all of a sudden hiked up their price. I don't really know if it's that related. Uber just finally had enough of it. You'd also think we'd see more people being upset about it. Again, Discover and American Express have always been the two sort of on the outlier payment networks that do get blamed for charging more. All that being said, I don't really think this is going to be... I can't imagine anyone watching this show has a Discover card on their Uber Eats account. But, again, Capital One cards moving over to the Discover payment network could potentially become a problem for some. Although, again, I would guess if you're using it that much, you have a better option. So I imagine this is going to be a story that just affects the masses. So make sure your friends are aware, or just make sure they watch the show, and you won't have to play the game of telephone. Now, if you need a replacement card, Intuit might have you covered. This is an interesting one. It's not going to be for everyone, but it did catch my eye. So Intuit has a new business credit card. Intuit, probably best known for TurboTax and QuickBooks. I think MailChimp's under there as well, probably a few other things. But if you take a look at this, you have the Intuit business credit card. Now, in the shocking turn of events, there's no happy people on the promotional material, but there are happy people on each one of the cards. Now, I don't know how famous I have to get my face on a credit card, but surely I'm more famous than these bush leaguers, but that's fine. Good for them. So here you go. It's no annual fee, which you'd like to see. Your multiplier is going to be 5 back on Intuit purchases and 2 back on everything else. The intro offer here is spend $3,000 in the first 3 months to earn $300 back in the statement credit. Now, I was fully prepared to cover this on the second channel. I actually had a little outline made. And in the comments on the Good Doctors page, if folks had actually phoned up Intuit and was like, how do I get this card? And it turns out you need to be a paid QuickBooks subscriber for a little bit to get it with actual business transactions. I saw at least 2 comments that the customer service reps, that's what they were saying. Because, of course, naturally, folks just tried to apply to it because it's not a bad intro offer for a credit card. Now it's issued by WebBank. I believe I'd also seen WebBank was the one behind the Gemini business card, and it turned out the Gemini business card did report to personal credit. I want to say I've seen headlines about that. But this in the promotional material says it won't impact your credit score, so I'd imagine it wouldn't. So again, this is not going to be for everyone because of that Intuit requirement, which makes sense. We won't be covering it on the second channel. However, I really like it because I know there's one person out there who this credit card falls so perfectly into their setup that they spend a lot on QuickBooks or whatever, and I'm happy for that person. So overall, well done Intuit. Now, not so well done to Ally, because Ally wants you to feel like a VIP, as you can see in the promotional material very shortly. However, they forgot to add the actual VIP perks. So Ally Bank has a new loyalty program. Loyal because it's loyal than Ally. I see what they did there. Loyalty rewards. It kind of works. You can see. And we love happy people, and this lady is super pumped. She must be in the wrong line because she doesn't know it's the end of this line. But anyways, it's in the app. So I have the Ally app. I'm a big fan of Ally, despite them never paying me anything. You can go in there. It's kind of hidden, but you can go in there and you can see the offers. And there's one thing of use, I will say. The Ally does have a referral program, And it turns out the tracker for your referral status is hidden in the loyalty tab. So you can refer, I think, up to 5 people a year, $50 a head, which again, I do. And if you've signed up using that blog post, thank you for doing so. And we have another one for you, profitablecontent.com, if you are interested in ally offers. However, there's never been a tracker to see how many I've capped. And sometimes they do this weird thing of like, they, instead of sending you like five $50 off payouts, they'll send you 150, then one of like 150, and you're kind of confused, like, well, was that one and the promotion will go up, or did you just group them all together? Either is fine. I don't know anyone else who groups payouts like that together randomly. But anyways, this is probably just a me problem. The perks, there's just like some discounts, like their version of Amex and Chase offers, things of that nature. There's really nothing to see here. I got excited because, hey, we've seen PNC as of late come out strong with relationship banking and rewards. We know Bank of America, obviously, and we've covered Robinhood extensively. I thought it was going to be something like that. Now, of course, it wouldn't. There's no credit cards. They've tried twice now credit cards and ditched them both times. But again, something with maybe a more competitive savings rate. They do have that whole Ally Auto, maybe competitive interest rate, better loan rates, things like that. They could have done based off the balance and the amount of product. So I hope they do something a little bit more with this, because right now, pretty lacking. But someone who's trying to do even more is Mastercard. Now, this is interesting. I also found this one perusing Reddit, and there's a gentleman who has another website who did a review on this, the Millennium, I believe it's called. I have it all on a profitable content post for you, the link to the review as well. But the gist of it is Mastercard is rolling out lounges. They have 2 lounges in airports. We have details on one of them. Well, I could easily find the details on one of them. So Taste Priceless Hong Kong, which is a weird way to say that, Taste Priceless Hong Kong. You'd think they would have put Mastercard in the name, but I think it isn't priceless one of their taglines. And then Taste of Priceless in Sao Paulo. Yeah. So anyways, how do you get into these things? I'll put some screenshots up, compliments of this article as well from the Millennium. You can see what it looks like in Hong Kong. So entry requirements: World Legend cardholders plus 3 accompanying guests enjoy access to Taste of Priceless Hong Kong at no additional charge. Additional accompanying guests may enter at a preferential rate of that's the Hong Kong versus $85 USD. World and World Elite cardholders can get in by paying $85 a person. Celebrate the launch of Taste of Priceless Hong Kong. World and World Elite cardholders and additional paid World Legend cardholder guests can experience exclusive space at a special rate of $70. So that's nice. That's through August. Maybe someone will make a video of it. And then just goes on to see. Basically, it's kind of like a restaurant type lounge, I want to say. Not bad. I don't know. I mean, look, if you got a World Legend, you can get complimentary access, so be it. I don't know why you pay $85 to get in per person. Seems quite steep. I also think that's the point of it. There really aren't that many World Legend cards right now either, especially international. I think HSBC has one. Of course, we have the City Strata Elite, which is not very good, but I don't know how popular that is in other markets, or if the city has another version of it. I don't think that they do. So not a ton of World Legend cards out there. I assume they're going to expand the network. But even still, I mean, there aren't that many Visa Infinites compared to how many cards there are, how many Visa cards there are. So I don't know that we'll see that many World Legends, So I think in the future, maybe we could see some passes or stuff like this if they expand it out. So again, thank you to the Millennium Review for those photos. If you do stop by, let us know what you think of the Mastercard Lounge. It is interesting, and we always said, hey, if you're going to keep charging these processing fees and things like that to merchants, they should at least come up with some more benefits. And I guess this is a way to do it. Shot at Visa Infinite, if you will, and American Express probably, as they're the marquee one who has their own payment network plus lounge. Speak of the devil. How about some coupons for you? Get over that shock price of $85 to get in the door. So American Express Gold Card is losing the FedEx coupons, not the entire coupon. It's a flexible business credit. It's like I'll put it on screen for you. It's $240 a month. So you can see now FedEx is going away, is valid through October 1st of this year. So you'll still have some options there, but I imagine, especially even if you weren't like a real business, like FedEx is still fairly helpful. I've shipped some stuff FedEx on occasion, do some shipping, things like that. So there's one less option. I think shipping is just, I'm sure maybe FedEx is pulling out of this one, but as a whole, we've seen the Gold Card really move away from shipping. The last refresh, it got rid of the shipping perk, which I think means people are probably making too much money on it. Maybe FedEx just didn't see enough to keep spending the marketing dollars here. So I really don't think American Express cares too terribly much. So maybe we'll see it get replaced with something else. Would be nice. So don't worry though, they take and sometimes they give. Now, we've reported this before, it's just officially here. So both the Business Platinum and the Business Gold card are getting a ChatGPT credit. On screen for you now is a $300 ChatGPT business credit. Interestingly enough, despite the price difference between the Platinum and the Gold, they both get $300. I did think that was interesting. Normally the more expensive card gets a little bit more, I would think, but whatever, they did it. It's ChatGPT's money, so spend it how they want. So start using ChatGPT Business for work with a shared workspace, yada, yada, yada. The things you want to know here is that, one, of course, you do have to enroll in it, of course. Number two is there's no monthly wording in here. It sounds like you've got access to the whole $300 up front, which is nice and really uncharacteristic of them. So I think we should at least acknowledge that and say, hey, good job, guys. That's improvement. Now, I do believe it has to be a ChatGPT for business subscription. You just can't run it through the personal. And the ChatGPT business, it does require 2 users. So I don't know, get out there, make a friend if you're somebody like me, because I don't know if anyone else I'd sign up for it. Payment options under these business lines or business products are $20 a month per user when billed annually, or $25 per user when billed monthly. And as we said, it looks like you get the full credit up front. So, look, yeah, I mean, I think I've said before, I'm kind of tired of bashing. I know I kind of make fun of it in jest a little bit, but look, I mean, at least it's a topical credit right now. AI is all the rage. I think it would have been better if it was an AI credit and you could use whichever one you wanted versus having to use ChatGPT. I don't use it. I don't really use any of them at work. I use Copilot because that's what the company pays for. I don't use any of these myself. Google loves to tell me I have access to Gemini or whatever because I'm a Google Workspace customer. So I guess I do. I don't really use it for too much. And I guess I have Copilot at home with the new Microsoft Office updates. I do pay for Office as well. I know an Apple person who has Google Workspace, but uses Microsoft. It's a weird mix I have going on, but I like what I like. So anyways, I think it would be better if you could use it anywhere. But again, ChatGPT's marketing dollars are doing this. And so I think there's some folks who could get use from it, or maybe you just switch from a personal one to a business one if you are using it. 2 users is kind of annoying, but I mean, hey, $300, value it however you want. But if you need a way to use it potentially, well then our friends at ChatGPT and Plaid might have you covered. So to close this out, if you haven't got your fill of AI from everywhere else, this comes to us from Mac Rumors, one of my favorite sites. So there's a partnership with Plaid and ChatGPT. If you don't know, Plaid is the company. If you ever had to link a bank account to another one, back in the day, we used to do micro deposits. You still have to do that sometimes, but a lot of times now, Plaid pops up, or Plaid, however you want to say it, and you can just instantly link your account by signing into Plaid, share the information, and you're good to go. As someone who does this quite a bit, it's much better than waiting a few days for micro deposits. Anyways, these two have a partnership where users can connect their bank accounts, credit cards, investment accounts, and other financial accounts to get advice. OpenAI, who owns ChatGPT, says ChatGPT supports more than 12,000 financial institutions. What were they going to do? Well, you kind of see a picture of, there's not a ton of press images, but so we'll provide a dashboard of how money is being spent, along with up-to-date view of portfolio performance, spending, subscriptions, upcoming payments, and more. It will also let users ask finance-related questions. And OpenAI provide a sample, so help me build a plan to buy a house in my area in the next 5 years. What did my recent vacation actually cost me? I feel like I've been spending more recently. Has anything changed? Can I afford to take a lower paying job? What's the biggest risk in my portfolio? Look at my subscriptions and help me choose. OpenAI says connecting financial accounts lets ChatGPT provide a more personal and complete finance. Sure, yada, yada, yada. I mean, I don't hate it. And on some level, it's kind of what all the other finance apps are trying to do. And, not that anyone came to the show for like an AI discussion, but they are running the weird line, especially between consumer AI. It's like, if you took AI and you just switched it with algorithm or program, like how are we defining AI? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of the money management tools can do this. Maybe you can't talk to it, but you can definitely, subscriptions is definitely a thing. I'm sure there's stuff to help you build a plan. Every portfolio should be able to show you risk and things of that nature. So I don't hate it. I think it's just the way it's going. I think we need to be careful about what do we truly think AI is versus just, well, we're saying that, but it's actually a feature all the way around. So I would also expect some of the other budgeting apps to step up and step their game up a little bit, which is good. Competition is good. So if you need a way to spend your $300 Amex Platinum or Gold credit and you don't mind having a robot tell you about finances, there you go. I tell you, as someone who opens up so many bank accounts, I've kind of given up on these financial aggregator apps because I don't feel like going in and I just sent 25 grand from Ally to Ameriprise. I don't feel like linking all those accounts all the time. But for an average person, maybe. So there you go. That is the news for this week. So, of course, if you liked it, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel. So we're posting content just like this every single week. And, of course, right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. And, of course, every single day over on ProfitableContent.com, which is the channel's blog. Always linked down below for you and on the channel homepage. Over there, we post news stories just like this, plenty more bank promotions. So if you want to push ChatGPT and play to its limit, go ahead and sign up for a few things. We even have some credit card offers. Anyways, guys, that'll do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you very soon this week.